My name is Tori Gieslin. I'm a dietitian with Nutrition Specialists of Northeastern Oklahoma, and today we're going to be talking about food safety and basic cooking techniques. For food safety, first we want to start with washing our hands with soap and water. For avoiding cross-contamination, you want to make sure you're washing your cutting board in between when you're prepping raw meats and when you're prepping your fruits and vegetables. When cooking meats, there are certain temperatures that they must reach before they're considered safe to eat. Please refer to the next chart for those temperatures. Please note that anytime you are reheating anything, the temperature must reach 165. For storing leftovers, please date it and use within 7 days. When storing raw meat in your refrigerator, please store it on the bottom shelf. That way it doesn't drip into your other produce. Before using your fruits and vegetables, please wash them. We want to make sure that we're removing all dirt and contaminants. Any foods that are left out within the temperature danger zone, 41 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and are left out for more than 4 hours must be discarded. Now that we've covered food safety, now we are going to talk about healthy eating. This is the standard American dinner plate. This is way too big. You may be following the correct portion sizes, but it will look very small if you put it onto this plate. If you use a salad plate, you will be able to fill your portion sizes and it will look like you have a much fuller plate. There are 5 different food groups. We call them the 5-finger food groups. Protein, starch, carbohydrates, vegetables, fruits, and dairy or healthy fats. For serving sizes, I like to use my hand as my serving sizes. So for protein, it's about the size of your palm or a deck of cards. For vegetables, I like to do this. This is 2 handfuls. It ends up being about half of your plate. For carbohydrates, I like to use a fist. It ends up being about a small bag of potato chips, which is about a handful of potato chips. If you want to get really specific, you can look on the back and it will usually tell you 21 potato chips, and you can count them out if you want to, but it ends up being about a fist or a serving size. For fruits, it's about the size of your fist, so 1 apple. Fruit cups are fine, but try to make them in their natural juices. For fats, it's the size of your thumb. If you think of when you go to a hotel and you get waffles and they have the tiny butter containers, that's 1 serving of butter. That's 1 serving of fat. So it's about the size of your thumb. For dairy, it is an 8-ounce glass of milk, a half a cup, or 1 small container of the yogurt. Let's plate a meal using our correct portion sizes. We're going to start with our vegetables. You can chop up lettuce for a salad and place it on the plate along with some cucumber. That would be meeting your portion sizes for vegetables, which is about 2 handfuls or half of your plate. For vegetables, you can get creative. You can do different types of vegetables. You can roast carrots. You could boil carrots. You could cut some radishes up, put them on a salad, saute some tomatoes in a pan. There are different options that you could do to make vegetables more exciting. For the fruit, remember your portion sizes. I have 3 strawberries that I've cut up here. For the protein, I have 2 turkey patties that I'm going to add to the top. That ends up being about the size of your palm or a deck of cards. For the carbohydrates or the starches, we're going to do a half a cup just sprinkled on. Please note for your starches and carbohydrates, we're going to include potatoes, peas, and corn in those categories. For fat servings, we're going to do about the size of our thumb. So measure it out. You can eyeball it. This is olive oil as our dressing. And here's an example of how we can make an exciting meal following our portion sizes. That concludes the video on healthy eating and food safety. And again, my name is Tori Giesland. I'm a dietitian with Nutrition Specialists of Northeastern Oklahoma. Please check us out on social media and our website.